This video is sponsored by Audible. Hey guys, salut, it's Alex. So this is a systematic approach to soft-boiled eggs. Yeah, initially it was only about solving the ramen egg, which is nothing but a seasoned soft-boiled egg, by the way. But then I thought, by looking at the big picture, because that's what we do, we could be solving like many problems instead of just one. What if you like your soft-boiled egg just a tad more cooked, huh? See? Well, long story short, I've got you covered, and at the end of this episode, you will know how to cook your perfect soft-boiled egg. Alright, DJs, spin that shit. Cooking an egg means bringing the temperature up until you reach a coagulation temperature. And the problem is the white and the yolk don't have the same coagulation temperature. Egg white starts coagulating at 60 and becomes, okay to be picked up at 65 degrees Celsius, but the yolk starts to set at 65 degrees Celsius and sets at 70 degrees Celsius. In France, people say that the perfect egg stands at 65, so of course I think it's rubbish, of course I do. The perfect egg is so much more than just a perfect temperature, like the chicken breed, the hen's diet, the farming standards. What if you just dislike runny egg yolks, huh? Is this perfect? No, it's not. You see? Right, let the experiment begin. Stove, heavy bottom pan, water. Of course not, this is tap water. What do you think, I'm just out of my mind? And then eggs, loads of them. The cooking experiment is gonna go like this. I'm gonna cook those eggs in boiling water and just gonna remove them every 30 seconds.
5, 36, 37, 38, 39, 30.
So that's good. I'm also gonna set up something else right here. So I'm basically making an ice bath, and it's gonna be super useful to precisely stop the cooking of the eggs at one point. Come. I forgot to mention something. You can see now that I keep my eggs in the fridge, and there are a few reasons for that. First one is very simple. It's written on the package that it should be kept refrigerated. I'm a good guy. I follow the guidelines from the Food Administration.
The eggshell is porous. In the US they wash it first, and so they destroy the membrane inside. In France they don't wash it, so they keep it at room temperature.
Basically, you don't want any temperature shock. The second reason now is that I want everybody following this episode right now to start with the same foundation. Room temperature can mean anything from 15 degrees all the way to 30 degrees, depending on where you live. But if I say keep them in the fridge, technically your eggs should be between 2 and 4 degrees Celsius. So that's easier to build something on an equal basis. If the basis is like this, it falls apart. That's the best metaphor I could come up with. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. And that concludes the cooking process. Now the eggs are resting in this ice bath for at least 10 minutes. Well guys, I believe it is... Oh yes. Honestly guys, this one is very easy for me as I am a big user of Audible in the first place. The reason is simple. They have a wide, selection of audiobooks going from fantasy to food all the way to history. Speaking of which, this is the audiobooks I'm listening to those days. It's called Sapiens or Sapiens, and it's a brief history of humankind. Audible is just the perfect companion to cooking. Like, you could literally spend hours and hours in the kitchen without even noticing it if you get a good audiobooks. And if I'm not in the kitchen, I'm always on the run, so headphones, Audible, good time. If you want to give it a try and get a free 30-day trial, then just go to audible.com/FrenchGuyCooking. With that being said, let's go back to cooking. Right, let's slice open our first egg. It's a 5 minutes, okay? The egg is very, very fragile, so I'm really worried to just break the white. And now I'm really nervous to break the yolk as well. Right, I did my best, which clearly is not. I literally smashed that egg with my blade. I think it's closer to a crime scene than a clean cut. It's not gonna work, it's not gonna work. We need to find something else. Alex, you need to come up. Say, I got an idea. Right, mission accomplished. And now let's give this line cutter a try. Oh, much cleaner. So let me just proceed with the rest and we'll catch up afterwards. Okay. People always talk about the evil side of obsession, but this is the beautiful side, the useful side. But that's probably what evil guys believe as well. Like 5 is completely useless, and so is 530. 6 would be, I guess, kind of okay, but it still is too fragile to be handled properly. 630 is the first one and probably the one I like the most within all those soft-boiled eggs. Trust me, there is a lot of unctuosity within the yolk. Super runny, but it still has some thickness to it. The white still is very interesting as it's really soft and, you know, it's not rubbery at all. Then it gets firmer and firmer and firmer. And now the 830. The yolk is very interesting. You got loads of texture. You bite into something very dense and intense, and you've got that cream inside, which is nice. But at the same time, you've got a bit of dryness. All the way to a point at 9 minutes where you can lose something. You lose the soft-boiled egg spirit. You don't lose all of it, but you lose too much. I should probably add a quick note about the 10 minutes soft-boiled egg, which may sound kind of weird for many of you, but if you look very closely, it still is a soft-boiled egg. It's not fully cooked. Okay, so at the end of the day, if I could only pick one, I would pick the 6 minutes and 30 seconds soft-boiled egg. Okay, so I think you now have both a visual reference and also a systematic method to cook the perfect egg for you. But to make it a full circle, we still need to address the ramen egg. So I am placing a few 6 minutes and 30 seconds peeled eggs in a container with soy sauce and mirin, which you could replace with water, vinegar, and sugar, and I let them marinate in the fridge overnight. Well, so guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, then please give this video a big thumbs up, like it, and share that over all your social media. You know how it works. Spread it like butter. And last, people, click subscribe because I make new videos about food every week. Yes, it's about food, but it's about the big picture. Take care. Bye bye.